I'm Andrew, and I play the guitar and I do some singing.
I'm Mark, I play the bass and I do a lot of jumping up and down and shouting. That's more or less my role.
And there's one guy missing.
Yeah, we've killed him.
Okay.
We got really hungry, and Andy's the oldest, so he was going to live the least.
Yeah.
You know, he
it's
was going to die soonest.
Okay.
So it was the reason.
In many ways, it was a mercy killing. He's got gout.
And he also started referring to himself as a talent.
Okay, yeah, he's actually not here.
He's not here.
Just to clarify.
He will be here for the gig, we're assured.
It wasn't him we murdered.
It wasn't him. And somebody looked a bit like him.
And when people come to your gigs, what are they letting themselves in for?
An ear bashing. Somebody decided last night said that they just lost their ear virginity, which is
that was me, and I can only apologise. I didn't get very drunk.
Still, that's why we carry cotton buds.
Looking thin like a pepper roll.
So what do people expect when they come see you?
Ear sex, ear-based.
Yeah. We're loud, fast. We're quite funny. Hopefully, we sneak aggressively heavy music into people who aren't expecting it, and sneak jokes into people who are expecting to hear aggressively heavy music.
Heavy metal Trojan horses.
We're like heavy metal Trojan horses, yeah.
Well, not the horses, we're the manufacturers of the Trojan horses.
Yeah, we're like Trojan, but condom.
Do they have little Greeks coming out of the...
Quite large Greeks in my experience.
Because that's what the Trojans should have done, just put a massive condom over the Trojan horse before wheeling it in, to contain any of the Greeks that might have come out of it.
History would have changed completely if that happened.
And that's what you get when you come to the gig. Trojan horse.
Yeah.
An actual Trojan horse with a condom on it.
And being a steampunk band, you're naturally going to float into the Victorian era.
Possibly smashing.
It's kind of the other way around, really. We're sort of Victorian obsessed, and by dint of that, we're steampunk.
What draws you to that Victorian era?
Violence, the atmosphere, big hats. For me, it comes from a history of being fascinated with hammer horror, and I just really like the style and I like the atmosphere. I like the politics of the Victorian era was an incredibly radical time. Most of the radical politics we're familiar with now has its origin there. Anarchism, communism, Marxism, fascism, even it all kind of has its root in there. Women's movement was built there. Environmentalism, vegetarianism, nudism. It all kind of blossomed in the kind of middle part of the Victorian era. So it's but the flip side of that is that the things that are good about the Victorian era are the ways in which it wasn't happy with itself. So they wanted to escape it and build a better future. So it's easy within sort of steampunk or Victoriana to fetishise the era, but you know, it's probably, for most of us it probably would have been a fairly unpleasant place to live.
But looking back at it,
you can cherry pick the bits that are good.
Yeah.
It's the bits that interest us tend to be the bits that don't occur to people. I think.
Is it the lesser known bits about
it's not so much the lesser known, it's the kind of the part of the culture that is less celebrated.
They say history is written by the winners, don't they?
Yeah, and we're not interested in winners.
Apart from Michael Winner.
Apart from Michael. I hate Michael Winner.
Yeah. You see that really nice thing he said about Richard Littlejohn? He had a massive go at Richard Littlejohn about homophobia.
Oh, cool.
Completely brilliant.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah.
That makes up for a lifetime of terrible films.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, so your song Bubbles is about supposedly maybe a girl that you'd be interested in, or one that you'd like. So I came up with the criteria that was in the song with some suggestions. Now I'm not sure about your statuses, but you can say yay or nay. Okay, so you're like a girl in goggles. I think I've got this wrong. Rebecca Adlington.
Yeah, she seems like fun.
I like her.
Nice.
And then Tank Girl.
Yes.
Big fans of Tank Girl.
And then
Can we make all these people fight? Because that's explicit.
Might need to make it an animation though, because
Celebrity deathmatch.
Yeah. And then the last one that we came up with, I tried to find a girl that could fix things because you talk about a lot about that, and I was really struggling until someone gave a suggestion of Queen Elizabeth. She's a mechanic.
She was.
Actually.
Queen Elizabeth was trained as a mechanic before, and so she could serve in the Second World War.
And she's a driver.
Yeah, I really want to know how recently the Queen fixed something.
Yeah.
I'd really like to know if occasionally she goes down and has a little tinker.
Yeah.
Oh no, the flush doesn't
Pencil behind
work.
her ear.
Yeah.
She's not got very good taste in men,
No.
so that makes it possible.
we're all terrible racists as well, so you're definitely up her alley.
I think out of the three of those, Tango.
Yeah.
Tank girl.
Yeah. Rebecca Addington seems more available though, on account of being real.
Being real.
Although
Not being the queen.
And not being the queen.
Yeah, she seems more available.
The queen, I feel, as working class boys, I kind of feel I've got like a class chip on my shoulder that makes me feel like the queen's slightly out of my league.
What's your favourite song that you've created?
At the moment, it's third class coffee. It's one of my new ones.
And what's it about?
That's about the Metropolis Railway, which is the early part of the 1800s, London's local sort of parish graveyards were being full, so they had to find various solutions, and they were known for they wanted to put huge pyramid-shaped mausoleums on Parliament Hill, and that was vetoed. And one of the things they came up with, apart from no new graveyards, including Highgate Cemetery, they shipped people out down to Surrey to an out-of-town cemetery, and there was a train that took you there. You would go down to Waterloo, you'd buy a ticket, first, second or third class, your coffin would be loaded onto the train and get driven down to the cemetery. And it's called third class coffin because class didn't leave you even when you died, so if you were poor you couldn't get a first class ticket, you had to be shoved in with a load of people.
Gosh, how times have changed.
Brunel.
I think the gin song's creeping up there, for those that know it. Yeah.
If you had to name two, which ones would be up there?
Oh,
which
God,
ones do you think?
God,
Charlie.
Charlie Bruno. Yeah, Charlie Bruno, I think.
Alright.
You'll find out when you watch this video.
Charlie.
Why?
Why? I don't know. It's bouncy and it's.
Big fan of Charlie, actually. It's an interesting take on the whole evolutionary debate kind of thing.
Slightly goggles.
Margate, because I live in Margate.
Is that purely the only reason?
No, it also encapsulates everything about the man. It's got Victorian steampunk, it's got thrash, it's got punk, it's got folky all in one song. So I also like the politics behind a number of songs on the new album, and also Blood Red off the first album.
My favourite is still, well, it was Charlie, but it's now not a lot of men.
I'm a novice. This is the first time I've actually seen it.
Do you know any of their music?
I've listened to several on YouTube, etc. I've been sort of dragged along by my daughter.
Well, how about after the show? We'll ask you what your favourite one is.
Okay.
Opinion? What's your opinion of them now, though? Right now?
I just love the fact that they can blend the lyrics, which are really clever, and focused on British stuff, if you like, but then belt out the kind of power from Rammstein and German rock, that kind of thing. Put those two together, it's brilliant.
So, what's your favourite song?
I thought it was going to be Brunel, but I'm actually 50-50 between Brunel and Third Class Coffee.
And how did you find it?
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
How was the gig? Was it better than you expected?
Fantastic, yes. Need more people.
Sweaty! Your music videos, you've only got a couple out. How come you've not visualised a lot of your songs?
We're lazy.
Honesty.
It's just that it takes a lot of time and effort to make a video, and we all do a lot of different things outside of the band.
We don't have a label. We don't have.
No one's funding this.
We're an entirely independent band. So we have just started filming a video for the Gin song.
And you guys are going to actually appear in it?
We are actually in this one, yeah.
Acting in it.
Acting?
I say acting. It's better than acting.
It's
drinking
and fighting, really.
Are you playing yourselves, or are you playing characters?
Sort of characters. It's a kind of it's going to look sort of authentically Victorian.
Yeah. we worked very hard on trying to find somewhere that we could film that looked like a proper Victorian pub. We had asked people to come with the extras, and we said we don't want steampunky people wearing no goggles, no kind of robotic arms, anything like that. They had to look like you're in a filthy Victorian pub drinking gin. So it should look really good. I got there's a bit of the video where I'm slapped by somebody, and everyone thought it was genuinely funny. To keep going, no, that's not right. Do it again. I got slapped about 12 times.
Which pub did you use? Was it in London?
Yeah.
He had to blow into his nose to pop a sheet back out.
Yeah.
And outside of this, you guys will do your own thing. What do you guys do individually?
I am a stand-up comedian. I'm a music journalist. And I do this. To be honest, those three things keep me busy enough. A proper job as well, but that's dull. But mostly, I do stand-up comedy, I do journalism, I do pressing around in silly costumes.
I do.
I'm a stand-up comedian, and that's what keeps me busy. I do some acting and writing and stuff.
I write music for TV. It's pretty my main, just the shitty end of it.
Oh, like which channels, which programs?
Well, I never hear my stuff because I don't watch a lot of telly. But I was flicking through the channels and I saw something called Bitchin' Kitchen, and I stopped on it and I had to call my missus and say, fucking hell, TV's hit a new low. There was just a woman screeching at the camera in my heels, real gimmicky stuff, and then it hit a new low as I heard some more music in the background. Straight to me up. Then it played another one and another one. I thought that's where it comes from, that's where I get my money.
At least you found it.
Yeah.
And
eventually.
In about a year's time, where do you think you'll be?
Coventry.
What do you think you'll be? Yes, Coventry.
Well, I'm vegan. I just found a chip shop that does loads and loads of vegan stuff around the corner.
Really? What's it called?
Well, I don't know if the actual place is called this. Veggie Corner.
Yeah, hold up the camera, I'll put some music for it.
So, yeah. Vegan. The Veggie Corner. But it has vegan stuff as well.
Vegan kebabs and vegan. It's amazing. Vegan meat feast pizza.
I'll pass that to my cousin.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Well done, Coventry.
But like, what do you want to be doing in 10 years? Do you still want to carry on doing it?
I mean, it'd be nice if the band carried on as long as we could do it, really. I mean, it's not. It seems to go well. It doesn't. It's something we all really, really enjoy.
It's taken us by surprise, really, the degree to which other people like it.
Yeah.
In kind of both senses of the word, because me and Andy started the band entirely to amuse ourselves. I was touring a comedy show called The Journey was totally spot on history of British industry, and we came up with some songs to accompany that and tour. And then we got a live band together with Mark and our old drummer Ben for the London shows. Then we went, well, we can't go back to doing just a two-piece again. And then it built out of that. And so tomorrow we play the biggest gig we've ever done. It's at Highbury Garage in London. Capacity 650 people. We've already sold half the tickets.
Did you get nervous?
It's really interesting because we did last Christmas we did a show at the Bloomsbury Theatre for Robin Ince. Bloomsbury Theatre, huge place, 500 people, it's full, balcony, and it's the kind of place that as a stand-up, if I had to go on stage to do stand-up there, I wouldn't be so cripplingly nervous that I wouldn't be able to do it, but I'd have butterflies. You know, it would be a scary thing. And there was no trace of nerves for that gig, not the slightest. The four of us walked out on stage together as a gang, and we played our songs, and it was almost weird, the absence of nerves. I suppose we'll get a little bit nervous tomorrow because of our gig and everything, but it's a slightly big thing.
Drunk either.
Yeah, that's true. But the playing in front of people doesn't make me nervous. Will the gig go well? Will people turn up? That's something that makes me nervous.
Does it matter to you if you have a crowd of 10 or a crowd of...
Oh, we're marvellous. We're marvellous regardless.
It depends. It depends what the night was really.
Yeah.
It depends what the night. If there's 10 people and they're going nuts, it's brilliant.
Yeah, we play.
This is by far the biggest band I've ever been in, and you know, partly because all the other bands I've done have been blisteringly heavy. And the sort of music I used to make up to this band, you were never going to play to more than 100 people, ever. Just was never on the cards. Really niche, really underground music. So.
But did you feel like that at the start of this band, and you didn't know that it would take you that long?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. And in terms of nerves, I mean, you know, I do stand up 5 nights a week. So I've my biggest gig in front of 5,500 people. So I kind of, when I've got 3 other people to, you know, if I make a mistake, all I need to do is glare at chairs.
You don't seem like people that would like to plan your future, just see what happens then.
One of the great things about it is not knowing what's like. We don't know what our next album's going to be. We've got a vague idea of what we'd like it to sound like. We've got some ideas and stuff, but we don't. What I love is that at the minute there's an album that doesn't exist, and then in a year's time, hopefully there'll be an album that does exist, and I can't wait to hear it.
What kind of topics are you going to cover?
It's going to be darker in terms of, it won't be heavier necessarily. In fact, in terms of music, it's spreading out a bit. So, like the Gin song we've written, very heavily influenced by Tom Waits. Third Class Coffin is kind of like an 80s punk song, it's a little bit less heavy, a little bit less hardcore. And yeah, there's a lot more darkness. As we, you know, sort of particularly Andy and I read more about the period, we're just uncovering more weird stuff, more stuff off the beaten track. There's a guy called Clive Bloom who's just written a song called Victoria's Madman, which is amazing. What did I say? A song. Just written a book to accompany his song, Victoria's Madman. And every page is pretty much a men's song. So there's something on every page. It's incredible, you know, revolutionaries and dissidents and nutters so we're delving deeper and deeper into, you know, it's less the kind of cartoon Victoriana. It's going to be less about the engineers that Clarkson bangs on about, which we dig as well, but we're uncovering more of that kind of dirty, seedy, and fascinating underbelly. Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.